Hello, today we are going to review how to navigate the full application. So I'm already logged into my IGX dashboard, and as you can see, I have three panels on my screen: announcements, start new documents, and my documents. I'll start with the my documents section. This is where you can access existing applications. So if I want to go back in and edit this application, I simply click the link and it takes me to the application and I can get to work. You'll notice that all of your applications pull in the project name to help you better identify which applications are which. So to create a new application, I do that up in the Start New Documents panel. So under Create New Form, I'll click the OneSoft Full Application link, and this takes me to my new application. So first, I will go into the OneSoft Resources page. So this is an informational page, no actions needed. This just has a lot of the information available on our website so that you can quickly access whatever information you need as you're filling out your application. The actual application starts with Form 1, applicant information. So this page is just simple information about my organization. This information is actually carried forward from application to application. So I already started an application and filled this out. So this was all already pre-populated when I started my new application. So simple information: organization name, organization type. This is actually the most important question on this page. So here I'm a public organization. Contact information about my org CEO, who's going to be the contact for the project, and just some additional information here. So I'm going to click Form 2, Project Information. Form 2 is really the meat of the application. This is where you tell us about your project. You let us know how much money you're requesting, the scope of the project, the impacts, why we should fund it. I'll note here, this is where you put your project name. So I'm going to say that this is community comprehensive plan. And there's a 25 character limit, so I ran up against that. So now the document name is updated to include the project name. You'll see that when you click save, any required fields that have not been answered show up as errors. So you can see all of the questions that you still need to answer. You can click on the attention panel and it'll take you to those questions. We're going to go back to the top of the page. The first few questions are the most important for determining what type of projects you can submit and ultimately which programs are going to review your application. So I am going to select my location. So right now I am going to choose the city of Amesbury. I'm going to click save again. So now you can see this table populated, which shows the designations associated with Amesbury. So you can see they're a housing choice community, they're an MBTA community, they're a coastal community. And this is important because now I know that Amesbury is eligible for certain programs. So I'm going to scroll down and go to question 2.4. So this question is where I let the OneSoft team know what type of project I am proposing. So this is important because it essentially determines which programs are most likely to review the application, as well as the questions that I'll answer in the rest of the application. So first I choose the development continuum category. In this case, I'm doing a comprehensive plan, so that would generally fall in the planning zoning category. It's a community plan, and it fits nicely in the comprehensive plan project focus. By selecting these options, you'll see the application is now telling me the applications most likely to be reviewed by the community planning grant program. I also have the option to have the application reviewed by the housing choice grant program. But if I were to choose a different type of project, let's say site preparation, and I'm doing a brownfield remediation, you'll see that now this box is changed to let me know that the brownfield redevelopment fund is the most likely to review my application. I'm going to go back to planning and zoning for a moment. So planning and zoning category only requires that the applicant completes our core set of questions. These are questions that are answered by all applicants regardless of the project type. There'll be some variation. For example, the budget table will change based on the project type, and the project impacts table will change as well. However, all applicants are required to answer this core information. If I were to do a site preparation, building, or infrastructure project, I would see additional questions come up. So I'm going to change now to an underutilized property construction project. Now you can see all the core information is required. There's a more substantial project impacts table that I need to complete. There's more budget options. And now there's also additional site information questions that I need to complete about the actual site that the work will take place on. So these questions, again, will change based on the project, but they're required for all site preparation, building, and infrastructure projects. You'll also see that there's these building additional questions. So here, these are questions that are specific to a building project that I'm proposing. So here, there's a table asking about questions about the actual structure. There's questions about code enforcement, the construction timeline since it's a construction project. And again, these will change based on the type of project. So if I were to change this to an infrastructure project, you'll see that the site information questions are still there, but now there's infrastructure questions that are specific to an infrastructure project. I am going to quickly fill out Form 2. Now I've entered information in all fields. I'm going to click Save. Now you can see the attention box went away. There's no errors on the page, and there's a check mark next to Form 2 indicating that the form is fully complete. I'm now going to go to the final form, certification. This is a simple attestation page, basically saying that I am authorized by the organization to submit this application and that everything I have entered is true. So I will fill this out now. So now this is filled out, I'll save. You can see I have the check mark. There's check marks all around, and now I am able to submit. So right now the submit button's off because we're outside of the full application submission period. But since all of these forms are completed, I could now successfully submit. The submit button would be under the status options. Right now there's just a cancel. But if there were a submit option, I just click that and my application would be submitted. If I go back to my documents page, you can see that this application now lives here. If I want to go back in, I simply click this link. So thank you for joining us today. If you have any additional questions about navigating the full application, please feel free to reach out at onestop@mass.gov. Thank you.